So what is that like to be a family that's leading a church? Because
Mm.
my outside observation would be that it's very public as a family versus like where if you're in the community, you can be more private as a family, but you're also having to be there for people and probably taught how to do that too. So what was that like? Because I'm not familiar with that way of life.
Amy, it's a really insightful place to go because this is the way I think of it. It,
Hmm.
it impacted me pretty dramatically, and even to today, and I mean that in a positive way because it
Yeah.
made me acutely aware of all eyes are on us,
Hmm.
and it drove me into leadership type thinking before I would have defined it as leadership thinking.
Hmm.
My dad, now I mentioned earlier, three sisters and me. For some reason, there's a little bit more of a worry about how the boy was going to act back in those days. And my dad would frequently mention that my actions impacted how people viewed his ministry.
Hmm.
Obviously, if you have a pastor who can't keep his house in order, if you will, his
Hmm.
kids in order, what does that reflect about your leadership? So I did have this pretty strong sense of need for being a leader and being
Hmm.
positive and not doing things that would effectively damage, if you will, my dad's ministry. And then as well, Amy, some of the, as I mentioned, our church had a school. I remember our principal of the school frequently said to me, I'm holding you to a higher standard.
Hmm.
One, because I believe you have leadership capacity, but two, because of the reflection it is on what we do. If you're the one, my words, not his, screwing up all the time. But at the same time, Amy, I think that one of the struggles from that I
Hmm.
continue to have is being authentic.
Hmm.
Because there was part of my life, a significant part of my life, both in growing up and, as you know, I had a great desire to and enjoy public policy and politics, that you can create a persona or an image that you feel that others need to see, but that may not always be you.
Yeah.
You need to be on, you need to have this visibility, you need to have this, even though you may want to, be doing something else. So I think that was the counter side to it, is like sometimes you felt like you were living the life that others wanted you to have. And I'm okay with that because leaders have to do that. Leaders have to sacrifice. But I don't
Hmm.
know that most 10 and 12-year-olds think of it that way. I did. I
Right.
felt that, that pressure, and it certainly influenced me.